Hello everyone, it is showing me as live. I'm not sure if it is or not, so I'm going to chat so I don't look silly just sitting here. Um, my my internet is down today, so I am using my cell phone as a hotspot. So I'm not sure how well it will work. So if you are on here, hey Cindy, let me know if you can hear me. So let me know if you can hear me, Cindy. I'm kind of almost working blind today with using this iPad with no backup to be able to see. Okay, great, Cindy, thank you. I'm just going to give a couple minutes to see if anyone else comes on. I don't know. I've just started doing these lives, so it may end up being a little bit shorter. If I lose you guys, I sincerely apologize. Hey, Dana, how are you, honey? I sincerely apologize. Hey, Susan, welcome. Great, glad you're hearing. It just was 1:44 on my timer. I don't know how much you guys are at or what you're at or what's working for you, but I do apologize because it's a little bit more difficult when I don't really have anything to go by here at all. So any questions, put them in the chat. I will do my best to answer them because this is a Q&A. But in all honesty, what I'm coming on here for is the question that I was posed, and it was, what if God is using us to gather data or data? And I find that extremely fascinating that question came through in light of my last channeling that I did. I spoke about dark matter, and then, oh my goodness, I can't even think. My brain isn't even functioning. The monad, which is consciousness, the one itself. Well, the dark matter and the monad they're the same thing, just from different perspectives. One is a reflection of the darkness, which is what the scientists believe holds together our star system, and the monad is what we believe in spirituality holds together the universe. So it is basically the same thing, and I was just kind of shocked when I channeled that, and I went and I looked it up. One of my followers, actually, I don't know if she's on here today or not, Becky, thank you for bringing that to my attention even, and I went and I looked it up, and I was like, holy crap, I definitely know that I direct channel that because I knew nothing about what dark matter actually was scientifically. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. But the question that was brought to me is, what if God is using us to gather data? And this was brought to me when I had several questions. There's been questions that have been posed of me lately about how I channel and how I get my information. I receive my information, for anyone that knows me, through a direct channel. I'm claircognizant, but I also receive sensations as far as feelings within my body, pictures within my mind, as well as outside of my body. I see things as well at times. Sometimes I will sense a hearing or a name or things like that. But everything kind of comes together for me through a direct knowing. And I just kind of bring out whatever it is, translating into words without really knowing the how or the why of how I am channeling. 444 was just on the timer, which is that we are surrounded and protected by our angels. So I don't know if that is interesting to anyone else as far as how they receive, or if they question what they know or how they receive, because I definitely have questioned myself in the past in the different things and how I receive and why. Hi Anna, welcome. just because for me, it feels extremely easy. When I'm in the zone, it is extremely easy for me to be able to connect to consciousness directly. And consciousness, of course, comes through all beings, whatever it is that we feel that we are connecting with. Okay, so you may connect with different masters yourself. You might have a connection with Jesus or Buddha, Kuan Yin, different goddesses or gods, Thoth, Isis, Lemuria, Atlantis. You might connect with Palladians. You might connect with Lyrans. You might connect with Arcturians, Andromedans. There are all kinds of different energies that connect with us, and they are simply connections that we are able to feel a certain sense of comfort with, of connection, of that particular vibration that they may hold. And consciousness, source consciousness, connects through that because their vibration is possibly more in alignment with that than ours is, simply because we are living this physical life here on earth, and we have or we feel or believe that we have limited connection, or we feel we have to be a certain way or connect in a certain way in order for us to be able to connect with divinity. And I'm here to blow that out of the water, you guys. My purpose is here, and I have been, and I feel emotional as I talk about this. My purpose here is to trigger people, to awaken people, to initiate people, to show you that a simple, ordinary person that has lived an ordinary, normal life has the ability to connect to consciousness in whatever capacity that is that you desire. What is the level that you desire? What is the path that you prefer? What is the path that brings you joy, happiness? What is that? And that is where the question, thank you, Spirit, they brought me right around to that. That's interesting. That is the question that they have brought to me. What if God, which is consciousness, and I use God as an anagram, the gift of doing. We are gifted in this human body of doing, okay? The physical act of doing. So what if God is using us to gather data? We are not going to gather a lot of data if we are simply living, if everybody is living through the same depth, the same life, the same belief. We are not going to be able to send data to consciousness to be able to embrace and embody different aspects of consciousness if we are all only sending that same information. So we are living beings created by God, source, consciousness, with the blueprint that we came here to follow to some degree in order to gather information, to relay that information to consciousness, and in return, consciousness relays us information as it, excuse me, see, my throat is going because people are going to be like, oh, this lady's crazy. And as consciousness is basically translating and allowing the information to form and to bring through different forms, it is able to amalgamate all of those different forms of life that is here, that is showing us different paths. Okay, the spider web that I've spoken about before, those of you that are here, most of you that are here know me already. You're already on my YouTube channel, so you know that I've spoken about that spider web of consciousness, how we can pull on that thread to be able to gain knowledge within that specific area. So each one of us are here and within groups experiencing different paths, walking different paths, which are resonating with a specific color of experience. And I've spoken about this before too, the color of experience that we have and how our chakras can relate to them. But as we master those specific colors of experience, we are then able to move more into an ascension or an enlightenment. And we talk about this as rising consciousness and leaving behind this particular body and being able to raise to a more ascended form of physicality, more lightness within it. Now, someone mentioned on my YouTube channel when I said that we were rising above this matter, this dark matter, into a more ascended body, that they don't want to rise above it. Well, that's their choice. They don't have to rise above it. We always have a choice that we can stay within this physical body and continue to experience the physical life here. I mean, that is something that we have come back here to Earth, 1144, that we have come back here to Earth to experience over and over and over again. And if we are still sitting within a belief that we want to continue to live this life, this physical life, to be able to gain data, then that is our choice. We are able to do that. But for those of us that have lived many, many lives here and are at the point where it's like, I'm done with this. You know, I'm tired of all of this. I am ready now with all the experiences that I have had. I am ready now to move into a 1221. I am ready now to move into a position when I leave this life. Not that we're going to leave it immediately. Some of us might choose to do that within this transition that we're in right now. But when we leave this physical life, we may choose to not come back here. We know this is our last incarnation here on this planet. And we are going to be ascending into a different form. We are going to be using our awareness, our enlightenment, our wisdom that we have gained as an old soul, that we have continued to come back here time and time and time again. And some people believe that we're all old souls, but we're not all old souls. I mean, we need old souls in order to bring in new experience, new perspective within the world that we are creating. And as the world creates and evolves and changes, we want to see that new perspective within the world, so then we can gather more data, which is what the question that they posed to me, that God is gathering data through all walks of life, through different perspectives. And that is how we are able to raise our consciousness, through different perspectives, through different experiences. And of course, we're going to be rewarded for the amount of time that we have come back to Earth and experienced these things, for our service, so to speak. So those that believe that we are not going to be rewarded are very likely somebody that is younger, somebody that has chosen over and over and over again to reincarnate, or somebody that particularly enjoys working on this plane. And that's okay too. If that is your preference and that is something that you wish to do, then that's perfectly fine. And that may be your belief, but that may not be the belief of others. And I am here to shatter those beliefs, is what I am told. I am here to open up the general public or collective. Those of you that are here in the same capacity that I am here, and you are here, and Spirit told me this previously, that we are going to be training others that are going to be doing the same thing that we have been doing, and we will move to a new level of teaching or wisdom, which is what we have guides, people that we have already that have walked the earth here, that are guides in a different vibration or frequency than what we are able to continually live here on this planet. So when we reach that, we can choose to stay within that frequency, that vibration, and become guides to others. Okay? We are constantly transmitting information to our team of guides that are around us and to other beings so that they can understand. Okay? So they can use that data to understand, to make us better, to make us more compatible. Okay? To understand the psychology and more how the brain works, because we're a little mini here of consciousness. So we are being asked to expand ourselves more into the conscious brain of thinking. Okay? But thinking more on a level that is conscious observation. Okay? Without allowing ourselves to get stuck within the logic or the logistics of that. So we are uploading or downloading in the same perspective, they're saying, because it's both directions, the consciousness of observation, which is what consciousness was created from, was that consciousness of observation. And consciousness has grown and has continued to grow with everything that we have transmitted back and forth to consciousness. It has grown. Just like when we started, when we started with a computer and we had this huge room in order and we had to put all this data into it. 1717. The same thing with consciousness. Okay? We have sent this data to consciousness, and consciousness has input this into the library, whatever we might want to call it, the akashics, the whatever, it doesn't matter. It's all compiled information. Okay? Thinking, feeling, all of the information that is put together with the experiences and how our experiences create a different perspective within us. And as we move to the end of where we are as someone that is incarnating or reincarnating upon this planet, we are choosing to integrate all of that information that we have the ability to connect to at any time. And they have told me this before too, that we can connect to this at any time. We can move our frequency into wherever it is that we are needed in order to help, okay? In order to bring connection to others, in order to help others to transmute and integrate the energy. I hope this is making sense to you guys. I am just simply channeling the information as they bring it through me. And I'm kind of surprised at how much well, I guess I shouldn't say that, but the information that is coming through, because I did not receive a lot of information before I came on here. And I knew it was going to be simply a direct channel that they wanted to flow through me in this moment. So if you have any questions about this, please ask questions, because those of you that are here are, and we are a smaller collective because of where we are within collective consciousness. Okay? And it's interesting because I'm seeing all the double numbers, 18, 18, 19, 19, 17, 17. It's crazy how I'm seeing all these numbers. My eye is beginning to twitch, which is talking to me about new guides that are coming online. So those of you that are here, we are in a transitional period right now that we have witnessed between this new moon, the solstice, and, oh my gosh, I can't even think. The portals that opened up, that are open, and that are opening up even wider with this full moon that is coming on January 3rd. We are in basically a hallway. We are walking down this hallway and we're saying, which door are we going to choose? We have guides that are coming online, and we have gifts that are wanting to embody us. Okay? This is not so much now about saying, okay, we're going to be learning something new. This is about embodying what we have already learned. The work that we have put in already, that we are going to be finding we are able to connect with much more ease. Okay? So there will be new guides that are going to be coming online with us. Hey Tiff, I hope you're doing great. That are going to be coming online with us now as we move through this transitional period. So a lot of you may feel that your connection is not the same, okay? Some of you may feel that you just have an automatic connection just like this, and it has become so easy for you that it is just absolutely incredible. And that's kind of the way when I go to channel, like it feels really easy that I can just talk. And I used to do this all the time, and I thought, what's wrong with me? Like, people kept telling me I had to, go through and have more training, and I needed to talk to other people and everything, when I just needed to actually connect with my own divinity. Okay, I'm just going to read this. Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm able to. This drives me crazy when I can't connect with 12:21 is the time. Well, isn't that interesting? I'm trying to read on my iPad. There we go. Okay, live chat. There we go. So let me see if I can see it. Hey, Diane. Glad you made it. Okay, so Susan, I want to read your comment, but I can't read the whole thing for some reason. Makes perfect sense. I'm an expression of God, therefore I must be collecting life data to add to the cache. Exactly. But it's more than that. It's more than that. I'm going to see if I can get at the rest of your comment here. I can't for some reason. I can only read part of it. I can't. I can only see just that little bit of it. What a pain in the butt that is, hey? So yes, we definitely are all connected. Oh, it says to the Akashic Records, and then it says I. So I thought there was more. Sorry, Susan. I thought there was more. I was like, okay, there's got to be more. I'm only seeing I. So yes, we are all transponders, and I received that information quite some time ago that we are both transmitting and receiving. We are doing both. So when we allow ourselves to become that pure channel without feeling that for some reason we are undeserving or unworthy for that, we are able then to channel that information quite freely to others and receive it and be able to speak it, write it, draw it. Like even my artistic expression that has come through since January, I never painted in my life, and suddenly I started to paint. And even that is coming online because of things that we already have the ability to do, because we have lived these lives. With being an old soul, we have been collecting all this data. And now all of this data from our lifetimes are coming on board. And we have access to them. When we realize we have access to them, it's quite easy to access it. So what do you want to access? Ask yourself a question. Ask yourself a question and then write it down. That is the easiest way. And if you find that it is a critical answer, that's not your higher self, that's your ego. Because your ego criticizes, your higher self supports. They are an energy of support, they are an energy of love. That is all they are, is love. And they are there to support us, to guide us, to help us. So ask that. Don't be afraid to ask yourself a question. Write the question down. And then allow it. You can even write the question down and then allow yourself to receive during the day. Okay? I received quite some time ago, I had been asking, I was like, what should I name my channel? Like, I'm so tired of these name changes and everything else that is happening. And I woke up one morning and my team said to me, you're going to call your YouTube channel Multidimensional Me. And I was like, what? How many times do I have to change my channel name? Because I'm growing really tired of this. And I'm sure my followers are growing tired of it too. And they were like, no, you're going to change your channel to Multidimensional Me. And so I said to them, okay, if you want me to change my channel name to Multidimensional Me, I don't want you to show me a butterfly or a bird fluttering or these, different synchronicities that I've been seeing. I don't want anything like that. I want you to speak it to me through someone else. I want it to be a spoken word. And then I left it. That was in the morning. I sat down to paint in the afternoon, and I turned on a video to listen to that popped up randomly on my YouTube. I was like, okay, I'll listen to this when I'm painting. And this gal come on, and she was doing a reading, and she said, I'm supposed to bring a message to someone. This isn't verbatim, but close. And she said it is about you receiving a very specific name that you are supposed to use. This is your confirmation that you are meant to use that name. I just about fell out of my chair. I got up and I walked around to my computer and I instantly changed my name on my YouTube to Multidimensional Me. So if you are looking for guidance, I'm not saying to continue to watch readings over and over and over again to get answers to questions. But what I am saying, if there is something that you have been struggling with that you really, really need an answer for, it may not come through a reading like it did with me. You might be in a little cafe, having lunch, and you might overhear something that somebody says. Your guides are always working for you. Okay? Sometimes when we have a struggle, it is to take us down a certain path that we have not been going. Everything is for us. And it's interesting because once we experience that struggle, once we get through it and we're like, holy crap, I'm really glad that happened to me because this is where it took me. I would not have went this way if that didn't happen. Everything is with purpose. And we can resist change or we can flow with it. I have had so many changes within my life. I have been guided to go so many different directions, and I've wondered. I've been like, why am I going so many different directions? Why do I have to experience all these different things? Why can't I just be a tarot card reader on YouTube and collect thousands of people to follow me and everything's good? Because that's not my path. I am here to experience so many things because I am here to close out my lifetime here on this planet and to ascend to become a higher vibrational guide to help others. And I have been tested over and over and over again. And those of you that are on here may feel the same thing. It's like, how many tests do I need? But it's because you are being tested. Are you strong within yourself? Are you doubting the energy? Are you doubting the information that is coming through you? Because you guys, if I didn't trust my channel, some of the things that comes forward with me and through me, I would not speak it. I would be looking everything up online. And I had Hecate come through me recently over the last, and she's been coming forward a lot. I've had a lot of the dark goddesses that have been coming forward. And the reason the dark goddesses are coming forward is because we are being asked to shine light upon our shadow, because that dark matter and that light are both parts of this world here. They are duality. They both exist. Okay? One is within the scientific physicality and one is the spirituality. And they come together. And as they come together, that is what creates this aspect of us here. But as we bring more and more of that light into that body, in that dark matter, that matter literally transmutes into light matter. And your physical body literally changes. Which is why we have been having so many different physical symptoms. Because our physical body is literally changing. It is upgrading in order for us to become more of a receiver and transmitter. Okay? We are moving more into that crystalline form of our body, which is what will connect us more to the earth, but as well to that divine connection. Just like we have a crystal. Crystals hold an immense amount of energy. That is very evident in the computers that are built, and that is what we are moving into. Okay, is more of a crystalline form as we rise. So if anyone has any questions, Spirit is guiding me. If there are any questions, this is meant to be a channeling and then questions. And those of you that question and those that pop on and don't know me, that question, I don't need to close my eyes to channel. I can close my eyes to channel in order to not be distracted. But when I am in my sanctuary, I can basically look, just kind of look to the side where there is no distractions, or look forward. I can channel with my eyes open because I have a direct connection. And most natural channels can channel with their eyes open and have been channeling for most of their life. For those that find that they are distracted, it's fine to close your eyes. But because somebody doesn't close their eyes doesn't mean they don't have a direct connection. It simply means that their connection is so honed that they do not require closing their eyes in order to translate the information. And there are times when I do close my eyes. For example, when I do light code, sometimes I will close my eyes because the energy that is coming through is such a high frequency that I am translating that at the same time. And light codes are basically just the soul language. And it is difficult sometimes to translate it into our English language here. But it is simply an energy that our soul can translate into our physical body. And at an energetic and at a soul level, we understand it. And we are able to bring that language through us in order to heal us, to help us understand, to open us up to higher aspects of ourselves. Does that make sense? I'm just going to check here because I don't know if anybody has asked the question. So we have moved past 3333 with the Ascended Masters. So I'm just going to give you an opportunity to ask a question. And I'm hoping everything is working fine. Let me know. My charging is on hold because my phone is too hot being used as a connection. So if anyone has a question, everything's working? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me know if you can see me, you guys. I'm not sure if this is recording. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure if I've lost my feed. I'm back. Okay, I was going to try to do a light code. Okay, yeah, my computer said that I was reconnecting. It disconnected and I'm reconnecting. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay. So before I came in, I checked in with Spirit, and Spirit said that what needed work amongst the collective is the higher heart. Anna, you're traveling, your connection. Well, my internet is literally down. I'm working off of my phone. Oh, there's no sound now. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, so this seems to be working again. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Well, if you can't hear me, I guess we'll have to go back. Those of you that can't hear me will have to go back for the light code healing. But I'm going to do a light code healing, and they're talking about a high heart and communication today. So I'm going to bring in my team, and we're going to do a quick light code. I don't know how long it's going to be because, like I say, this connection seems to be very, very unstable today. So just breathe in and allow yourself to be able to receive the energy, what is for your highest and greatest good, and that you may receive with ease. Okay, I cleared the space before we started here in order for us to be able to receive from the highest possible beings of light that wish to come through. And of course, I have a direct connection with Source. So we will begin with this. It's not going to be long. I'm going to tell you guys because I know the connection is really bad. And I'm concerned that I'm going to lose you completely. So 33 is sitting up here. This is interesting. I lost a lot of people. So they'll have to come back and review it. And that's okay too. I will do my best and see if I can get something done maybe and upload it when perhaps for healing for you guys as well. I wanted to do a full moon healing for those that are interested in that as well. And hopefully I will have my internet back because there won't be quite so many people in town. Everybody comes in on between Christmas and New Year's here, and the internet signal just gets drawn so much that it just gets overloaded. And I think that's what's happening with the internet in all honesty, you guys. I think it's just maxed. It's to the max here in the building with all of the apartments that are used and all the kids that come, and they're all online and everything. We've been having difficulty throughout Christmas, and we did last year as well. So without further ado, let's just do a quick little light code healing here, and we'll see who comes in. I'm seeing Soshan. My golden dragon is here for sure. So this is going to be a really powerful healing. When dragon energy comes in, it brings forward, the Elohim energy, which is the highest connection with source consciousness itself. So let's just allow them to come through with that throat and that higher heart connection. They're saying that is going to be connected in order for you to express your highest truth and desires. Okay. Arainihaya, shkosh karataya. Awanikish kaya nai arataya. Aratai ki aratkia naka. Awanikish kaya awanikia. Abongarataya I arakai. I arakai ishnaka. Ishnaka I arakata. Moraya ni ati. Ni ati awa anikish kaya boraskitai. Boraskitai ish arata. Aratani aratikish kaya. Aratish kish kaya anakiti anaka. Moshkata. Moshkata letita abokati danata. Martika shkaya. Araki ai anaka. For those of you that speak light language, I always invite you to join me. It really increases the magnitude of the light codes that are coming through, okay? Warakaya, warakaya anaki a onaki shkita, ayakitaya na arataya, wa anakaya na aratai, ishkaraki ishkaya nakaya ki, arakanai, hayanakai, ishkayanaka arati arati awa anakaya shki hanayaratayako awayanai awayanai awayanaki awayanaki arataya shkai atararaya shkaya tinaya ataya nakaya tinaya hai. Just imagine silver and golden metallic light flooding over you like it is raining upon you and through you, cleansing your aura, releasing any kind of darkness that might exist within your aura and within your body. Ishkarataya nakayati, ishkaranatayati, hai, narakayanai, shikaratai, ishnayai, kirayaki, ishnarakai, arateai, ishkarai, ishkarai, awakanikaya, shki arataya, awoshkaya, toraya nakaya to arataya. Arataya ish araka nakaya ti aratai kitaya mokaya shki aratai ki anakataya poraya ish arata we anakaya. Interesting. 43:34 as I finish that channeling. So for those of you that had difficulty, hopefully everything will work on the recording and you will be able to go on to the recording. If you had difficulty with the connection, and you will be able to receive. This is another channeling to be able to connect you, and it's interesting how they're connecting the different chakras for us through this transition period that we are going through now. So you can use this again and again if you wish. You are welcome, Diane. Instant bliss. Are you saying with me? Yay! I love that. I love that. That is co-creation, and that is what we are all about, is co-creating a sacred space for everyone to be able to receive and transmit, because we are all transmuting energies within our body in order to pull in more light, that we can rise into that higher consciousness and be who we are intended to be. 4444 as I looked up. The numbers are just crazy. You guys are going to be receiving a lot of numbers as well through your connection and through so many what people call coincidences, but they aren't coincidences at all. They are divine intervention bringing information to us on a regular basis. Okay, beautiful souls. I am going to very quickly give you a card out of the cosmic reading cards. And I am worried my connection is going to leave again. And Spirit has asked me to keep these lives to an hour and under. So I'm going to try to do these on a regular basis now on Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time, which is my time right now. Ecuador doesn't change times. But I'm going to try to do it at noon because here in Ecuador, it's a little more quiet at noon because everybody takes a really long lunch break. So I don't find that I'm interrupted as much with noise bombs, which is really nice. Ira ti aras kita naya. Awo anikish kaya na aratai. Taya aranatai ish arati. Ish arati. Ish arati. Spirit is saying that as we connect through these lives and bring more energy, you are going to be able to request more things as well. You saying as well, Susan? Yay, I love it. Free spirit. And it's interesting, number 13, which is, again, Ascended Masters. But free spirit, well, they told me the last channeling that I did that we are moving into freedom, the era of freedom. And that's really fascinating because the horse is a spirit for in the Chinese zodiac for next year, and it's representative of freedom. So how crazy is that? That we are receiving a lot of the same indications. And I believe the Chinese zodiac has 13, doesn't it? Isn't it 13 instead of 12? And the moons that we have are 13. They're 13 cycles of the moon. And I'm sure Chinese zodiac has 13. Tell me if you know. Tell me if you know, sweet souls. Okay, so this is basically our root chakra grounding us in. Okay, true freedom is attained when one transcends the illusionary imprisonment of their mind. What did I just get done talking about here? That is what we said, is that we are connecting, but this is the little part of consciousness here, and we have to move through that to be a conscious observer. Wow, I can't even make this up. This card represents the need to let go of limiting beliefs you hold within yourself, beliefs regarding who you are and what you are capable of achieving. These are two types of beliefs: beneficial beliefs, which encourage you to grow, and detrimental beliefs, which keep you imprisoned and bound by fear. These core beliefs lie in your subconscious and attract experiences that match their emanating frequency. So if your subconscious holds more detrimental beliefs, it is likely you will attract circumstances to match that energy. So it's a balance. They're not saying you're never going to have any of that. It's a balance. What is the tipping point? Okay? If you find yourself attracting more roadblocks and hurdles, look within yourself and see what limiting beliefs you hold inside. It is these beliefs. Okay, I got to read this now because otherwise it'll leave. When we were, when we were singing and you said metallic gold and silver drops, the drops became beautiful threads that connected us at their time, connected in love. Wow, Diane, that's beautiful. Okay, if you were drawn to this card, Spirit is encouraging you to look deeper within yourself and see what it is that is holding you back from living a more purpose-filled life. Do you harbor thoughts of not being good, worthy, or talented enough? What vibration are you sending out to the world to receive the roadblocks that you currently face? Remember that what you wish for in your life needs to be an exact match to the beliefs you are lying in the beliefs that are lying in your subconscious. If they are not in sync with each other, then it is most likely that your wishes may take a lot longer to manifest. Fireworks and stuff at this time of year, you guys. That big bang, and that was bang. What detrimental beliefs have you been holding on to all these years? Reframe and replace any detrimental beliefs uncovered with beneficial affirmations. And that is to release on that big full moon on January 3rd. And I am planning on coming online for that. I'm hoping to have some kind of a connection that I can bring for that on that day for you guys. So watch my page for that. I might do it on Zoom rather than on YouTube because I feel that it is much more of a personal connection in that way for people to be able to communicate. All right, beautiful souls. That is it. That is all I'm going to do for today. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again. I look forward to all of your comments, your connecting within the group allows us to then connect our energies together, and the readings and the energy that is brought through will resonate much more with your own personal journey when we are doing that, because it is present within this community. All right, beautiful souls, thank you once again, and until next time, please remember to always let love be your guide. And remember that I love you.